Alright, bait finesse fanatics, in this video we'll be doing some more Power BFS fishing with my next setup. Same reel, same spool, same line as the last time when I dropped the video of the KTF spool. You guys check out the video and learn more about the setup, but I feel that the more I use this setup, the more comfortable I'll be with it, and potentially I'll do some skipping and stuff with it, which I found it was incredibly difficult when I first went out and tested the spool. But hopefully, as I get comfortable with it, I will get into it and start using it. But what I want to do is create more videos about these power bait finesse setups, and also portray how bait finesse could be used for tournament anglers. I am hoping that I can help steer the US market to a place where tournament anglers will accept bait finesse and use it for specific application. So let's get this video started by talking about the setup, and then let's go in the water, do some slaying, and then I'm gonna follow up at the end of the video to talk more about the specific trip. So let's get this video started with the specs. So for those who haven't watched my other video of the unboxing and talking about KTF spool, that's what I have here. This is a 32mm KTF spool, which is a aftermarket spool. Okay, and I have it on the Daiwa Alpha's SVTW 800S. You can have it on the 800 as well, but when I purchased the reel, I was like, you know what? I'd rather have the S because I don't use deep spool that often. So if I ever want to take the spool off and go back to the original, I do have that 800S, which is a pretty popular spool back in the day for other 32mm Daiwa reels. SOP spool, the size 800, that's very popular, which is really cool how Daiwa decided to create a shallow version of the Alpha's 800 with the 800S spool. So I'm loving this reel. But the problem with the spool was, right, it could not cast very, very light lures with 12-pound fluoro. But with this lighter spool and interesting braking system here, it's they call it the KAHEN. Okay, and it's braked very, very funky, and I want to get more and more familiar with it, which is why I keep gonna keep using it. Okay, so spool here have 130 feet of Daiwa J-Fluoro Samurai, and I am throwing this setup here, which is about 5.3 grams, which is very, very light, and it casts pretty good distance. And what I have here is the Z-man TRD BugZ, and I have it rigged on a size 1 EWG hook for Gamakatsu, and I pegged a 1/16 ounce flipping weight, okay, flipping cone weight from ARC. And the rod, I have the Jackson Blast Speed, the so-called Finesse, which is a medium light power rod, which is gonna allow me to haul fish out, especially where I'm gonna be fishing. I'll be fishing pretty much points and structures where I believe the fish are migrating from the main lake to the back lake, where they're going to be eventually feeding and then spawning. So let's get on the water and do some slaying, and let's wrap up this video at the end. Here we go. Yosh. Okay. All right, first fish. Okay. Oy. This is what's up, man. And let me get this angled right. Yeah, first bass. Let's go, let's go. Let me show you guys how I rigged this guy up. You can see the bugs, one side has like this little groove, okay? I fish that side bottom. The reason is because when you have the EWG hooks this small, if you put it on the other side, right, you have less of a room for it to pin the fish, but you have it on this side, it goes down just a little deeper. And also I feel like having that little thing right there make it fall a little bit different, okay? It got like weird resistance with the water, and therefore it makes the lure move a lot different. All right, Z-man, y'all need to make your hooks, okay, with the bait keeper this small for your smaller finesse stuff, man. We need thin hooks and then the bait keeper, so stop sliding. You guys can do that for me? Woo! Bait finesse to the next level, man. Bait finesse to the next level. Anyhow, we know there's fish here, so We'll fish on the side. Fish. You guys see that? Pickerel! 12-pound line. Should be okay, I guess. It's okay, pickerel. Oh my gosh. Give me my lure back. Ah, yes. Thrashing. Thrashing. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, crap. I got stuck there, but it's okay. Oh my god. I gotta retie that one. Hey. Chill. There we go. All right. What happened to you? I don't know if that's for me, but off you go. All right. Let's call it even. My line is A-OK. I have no idea.
Keep catching a lot of vegetation.
Yeah, I keep getting the algae, you do.
That's my theory. I think the pickerel are like around this way.
You talking about this pickerel? I got a nice pickerel on the back. Nani? Pickerel. Ah, thresh. Ah. Here we go. Pickerel. Oh, he got something right here. Caressing that belly. Not perfect, guys, but you know, you gotta figure out what they're eating, right? And obviously they're eating crabbies and shad. We have gizzard shad here. But yeah, this guy or gal, it's probably gonna spawn soon. We got 53.7 degrees temperature, so it's getting close. Getting close, everyone. But yeah, basically, he was like hiding underneath that wall right there. You called it, and then boom. Oh, came off. Ooh, okay. Fish. Get nice and close. All right. Here we go. Yosha. They're at the walls, boys and girls. And also in the structure. Off it goes. They're here. That hook set, hold it down. Definitely want to see the Z-man hooks, the ZWG. Very tiny. That'll help keep this stuff. You guys saw that? The line went again. Very small guy. Uh-oh, pulling off my legs. So yeah, they could be bluegills, they might not be bass, but since it's bit up this bad, I might as well try it one more time. It could be just, he's slurping it, not all the way in. Here he's, there you go. Yosha. Ooh. It's a big one, it's Mondo. Ah, come on. Just. Yeah! Yeah! Look at that! Mondo! Yes! Big one. All right. Off you go. Yes. Woo! Fishing is fun in spring. So let's talk about the quick bite, what's happening. Okay, so the last trip I went, most of the fish were main lake, but they're in like staging areas. started to head towards the midsection of the lake. This video, this session, right, they're more closer to the midsection and started seeing them in the back lake, and they started getting active later on a couple episodes, which is later on a day when it got warmer. I'm catching them open water mid lake and back lake. So pre-spawn is here, so it's very exciting. Make sure you guys have different setups on your kayak, okay? You have some that you can focus close quarter in structure, and then also some that you cover water to see what your lake is actually doing, okay? But always have something that fishes the bottom, fishes the cover, because sometimes you have these crazy cold snaps, different type of springtime weather, right? Sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and sometimes it just shuts them down. And finesse approach, always fun, whether you're fishing in cover, bottom, or open water. So anyway, let's talk about the lure for a second. Beaver lure, fun. I rarely fish this type of stuff, and also small Texas rig. I haven't been fishing Texas for years after I go into the micro finesse fishing, because there's so many small little cool stuff that you want to throw in, right? So it's really cool to go back into some Texas rigging. So you definitely see me do some more of these stuff. What I like to hear from you guys is, what do you guys use for your small Texas rig fishing? Okay, small plastic, hooks, weights. Let me know in the comments below, okay? I will probably try this for free rigging too, maybe even some Carolina rigging. I don't know, but it'll be a lot of fun to explore, and I want you guys to recommend me some stuff as I go through the journey of power bait finesse fishing. So let's talk about the reel and spool itself. So, wow, KTF spool, very, very interesting, right? So if you guys haven't watched my first impression casting video to explore this reel, basically the braking system is very unique, where when you cast very light, it barely uses any brakes at all. You have to cast hard before the brakes kicks in. So benefits is that when you cast very lightly, it will go pretty far, and so that you do these low trajectory casting close quarter very softly. But if you want to cast far, well, that light brake's gonna suck for that, right? Because it's so lightly braked, and you don't want to take your time and change the braking control so that you actually cast far. Well, it's lightly braked for lightly cast, but it will actually apply a lot of brakes when you cast very, very hard. So overall, I found that it's very difficult to use, but I am gonna master it, because this is one of the best spools out there. Because after playing with so many bait finesse reels, I'll be quite honest, for a reel to cast a lure this light with 12-pound fluorocarbon with 130 feet, okay, it's really difficult for many, many reels. First and foremost, let's talk about the most popular reels out there right now. It's for those freestyle bait finesse folks who like to put the very thin PE line and put very thin leader material, casting very light lures. Well, you take those size 28mm spool reels and try to put 12-pound fluoro, it's not gonna work at all. So you step it up, okay? Now you have bigger spools, right? And you try to put 12-pound fluorocarbon. There's still potentially issues where you can't cast as low. Yeah, this lure here is not that light. It's 5.33 grams. But as I portrayed in my casting video, I was able to cast down to like 1/10 of an ounce. And that's impressive. You can't do that with out-of-box type reels, which is why I want to focus on this. And also, maybe one day, if I get really, really good with my filming, especially confident with this specific reel and spool, I would try to do some skipping, because I know that's really, really important in Japan. And they skip with 12-pound, 14-pound line, okay? I mean, think about it. You have trees, right? You're trying to get deep in, right? There's going to be stuff on top, stuff on bottom, and likely, at least in Japan, it is those big reservoirs where those big bass are at. They dive into those wood, you have thin fluoro, it's gonna be bye-bye. So this is why, I'm playing around with these thicker line, and hopefully that inspire more people using power bait finesse in the US, so that the tournament anglers in the US will give it more love. So yeah, power bait finesse fishing, very, very fun. You'll see me do a lot more this upcoming season. And what I want to do next is eventually look into wacky rigging, okay? And you wacky rig in structure very, very nicely, especially weightless, or if you guys want to do some Nico rigging, which is a variant of wacky rigging, fun stuff. The only thing I ask that you guys do is please be responsible for your plastic, okay? The reason why I have not been doing any wacky rigging is because a lot of people out there in the fishing community, don't care about the fishery. They just want to catch fish because they feel manly to haul up some fish, right? So they be using Senkos or whatever plastic they want to wacky rig with, and it's like one and done, it's ripped. They throw it all over the banks, or they throw it in the water. Fish will swallow it, right? And fish, the stomach, they don't know what to do with it. Okay, they don't pass it, they don't digest it. Some of them swells up and it makes them starve to death because they think they're full, but so they don't eat, right? So yeah, just be responsible with wacky rigging or any sort of soft plastic fishing. Okay, so I'll be portraying a lot of wacky rigging because it's one of the most popular ways to fish. And like I said, I did portray it because I just want people to be responsible, and I don't want to be the guy like, hey, Jimmy Lee's using wacky rigs, so you use wacky rig. Make sure you guys throw away your plastic responsibly. So yeah, be responsible. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. A lot more bait finesse fishing videos to come. The fish don't wait. All the details I left are in the video description below, but if it's not there, you guys can always leave me a comment below. Peace!